A great giveaway for aspiring streamers. It's a really nice mic. Do 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 do. Okay, so we just got finished with the area we're in now yesterday. And this area, we found out a whole lot of info. Some pretty messed up stuff, some pretty good stuff, some stuff we knew. And now we are heading to a pit. I don't really know what we're going to be doing there, but we have to go north through the next area, so we are going to do...
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Also that. Did you hear the news that Daybreak Games might shut down due to Russian sanctions on their parent company? No, but I did hear about the massive layoffs at Daybreak Games, and that is really unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Azumo! Thanks, dude. Glad you enjoyed the Subnautica run. Awesome. We're supposed to pray to the gods first. Yeah, I have no idea what that even means. We're going to go find this pit first, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. All right, this is a place we haven't been yet. Ooh, look at this. Hylia's Shrine. Old Song Pass, whatever that is. Noon Frost. Is that surrounded by ice? The hell is that? Gallowing's Maw. Burial Isle. That's where Burial Isle is. Okay, that we need to go there eventually. Let's go and see what Hylia's Shrine is. Who are you dudes? Two wood elves, a man and a woman, wear colorful robes embroidered with matching emblems, a winged egg. Apart from their clothing, they couldn't be more different. She folds her arms and continually scowls at the broken walls around her. He, on the other hand, mutters prayers, his shape-dappled face as tranquil as a cloudless sky.
Just how are we supposed to worship the Sky Mother from among the weeds, This is a disgrace.
Okay.
Calm yourself. We should be grateful that she protected us from the winged terror. Besides, even here we have a visitor.
What is this winged terror you speak of?
A dragon. One that has taken up residence in the Nest, the true temple of Hylia, and slain many of her faithful. And one which Anuan has been in favor of killing from the beginning.
But no, you advised caution. Now word spread that the dragon ate a few of our followers, and anyone willing to slay it wants an Anumphos ransom for the job.
Whoops.
I told you a larger party wouldn't stand a chance. By the time the first half reached the top of the mountain, the second half would still be stuck in the pass. They'd be burned alive. Contrary to Anuan's suggestion, I am in favor of sending someone to kill the dragon. But I suggest a smaller party, and one willing to seek Hylia's blessing.
One willing to seek Hylia's blessing? Just what do you know about this dragon? It's large, it breathes fire, and it's taken over our goddess's temple on the top of the mountain. What else do you need to know? It's a dangerous beast. We'd appreciate any assistance you could render, as with the Queen of Birds. In fact, if you mean to confront the dragon, perhaps you should seek guidance from Hylia herself. Ter Evron is a sacred space for all the gods. It is currently the best place to commune with Hylia given recent events. Looks like I'm going after the dragon.
What she means is that this is no mere drake, but a fully grown dragon. And one that has willingly moved into a populated area. You'll want every advantage at your disposal, including the blessing of the Sky Mother herself. I would suggest that you petition her directly at Ter Evron, if you haven't already.
You'll want every advantage, including the blessing of the Sky Mother. I would suggest that you petition her directly at Ter Evron, if you haven't already. Where is Ter Evron? Okay. Is that... That must be up this way, right? Oh. Okay. It's the area right past the two Dryad girls. Oh. Can we even go that way? Have we been there yet? Let's go back and see. Nojiko going on a gift explosion to the Chris, D-Gamer Beck, Moxby, Mr. Echo, and Vanek21, DC Blast, gifting Weasel and Arafu with that 2 years of support. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you, thank you. There it is. Let's go in here and see what we can do. We haven't been in here yet, apparently. Save before you talk to gods. You only get one chance. Oh my. Okay. Thank you. Save it right here. What's going on in here? Whoa. Okay. We know about that. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, I bet. Are we gonna get a spirit thing when we pick this up? Nope. But it's a quest item, whatever that is. Oh, what's this thing?
A brothel for the ages.
Whoa. What? Huh? Nothing happens when you approach the Boudica shrine. A piercing ring fills your ears as you near Whale's shrine. There is no other response. Leave. So we can pray to Rimrind, Barath. Oh, this is Hylia. Or Galawain. Let's go with Hylia. I'm going to pray to Hylia. You step before the shrine and prepare to recite the ritual words? No. Is there a book that we have that is maybe about this? Everything in those books you just picked up. Yep. Okay, I figured as much. The Many Faces of Barith. Okay. Psalm to Boudica. All we need is the one to our girl, Hylia. The enigmatic god of cold? No. Okay. Close, though, I think. Excerpts from the Sermon of Struggle. That's Magrin. Book of the Hunt. That's Galawain. Scanite Scripture? No, it's Scanite. That's different. Damn, I feel like the one we're looking for is not here. Let's look back here. It should have it should have her name in the title, I'm guessing. Okay, there's another way to do this. There's another way to do this. Let's just look at the stuff around here. We'll put everything into a player's inventory instead of the stash, and then we can look through the stash. Oh, people were saying the midwife memory? Okay, certainly. Thank you. We'll just do this real quick, though. That gives it all to Cohh, right? Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Andra. 10 Years of Dawn is Wide One. Faces of Bareth. Misses of the Handed Cult. Final Journal of Jonas. Hylia, Queen of Birds. Okay. Lived every time, bring me to this world, a very safe fact, and then I came of age. I was the fetish charms of the cloud singer. My brother Hylia, the Queen of Birds. Fire language mocked my faith. But I do not resist the others' necessities, but it's not the language of love, arts, and good. I'm often amused that upon the this is nice, but we're the real temple of Hylia. Perhaps they think the hallowed ground requires a precious stoneware ceiling. They do not realize the bird queen stand in the ceremony to make yourself manifest the bird of beauty. Hylia prefers worship, but two children sing 1,000% of the sky with that little less so much. Bah! I don't think any of that has the line I'm looking for. Maybe there's another book. Sermons of Struggle. It's Magrin. Abaddon. And Galloway. I may have to read that book again. Hold on. Maybe there's another tip in there. Let me see what our options are again real quick.
Oh, I've seen wild stars in the sky before, but I've never seen them beneath my feet.
Oh, can we say the same thing at every shrine? Oh, okay, that makes more sense. So that's why it's a little bit weird. We can say the same thing at every shrine. Okay. Survival begins with strength from wisdom. Live every note of life's song. Struggle is our fun. I kind of like 4. Your words seem to ring in the air. Your voice rendered melodic and lilting by some unseen art. You shut your eyes to pray. Whoa. You shut your eyes to pray. As you wait in darkness, the world around you changes. You feel sunlight, bright and warm in your face. A light breeze carries music to your ears. As vivid as these sensations feel, you somehow know they are not real. You look around and find yourself standing in an open-air temple built on a mountain summit. It's filled with elves, orlins, and assorted other kith. Ringing the entire scene is a fringe of trees, their verdant branches filled with the birds of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. Pelagina takes it all in with squinting eyes and a wry smile. Am I supposed to feel at home here? Really? Everyone is singularly absorbed in a particular pursuit. An Orlin sits with a canvas, a paintbrush in his hand, and a jar of green, blue, and yellow pigments at his feet. An elf with an Amua standing to the side are locked in conversation, their expressions dancing with delight. Still others scribble stanzas of poetry or crude sketches on sheafs of paper, losing themselves in the delicate minutiae of lines and syllables. You feel the breeze again, and 2 elves basking in the sunlight shiver. The largest group gathers in the middle of the temple. They sing a lush, chaotic harmony composed of several complementary melodies. Others drift towards the singers in ones and twos as if buffeted by a gust of wind or a phrase of the song. A ripple passes through the trees. You think it's a wind, but the chirping changes to screeching. 100 of birds take to the skies, all headed in one direction, away. Hiravius emits a series of chirping bird calls as the flock scrambles into the air. This is bad. Something has them spooked, but they won't tell me what. Then again, I think I mispronounced my bird song and probably called them incontinent. The devotees glance at the trees, just barely distracted from their activities, but the wind picks up, scattering their pages of poetry and art and ripping the songs from their lips. They look skyward and you follow their gaze. A dark shape blots out the sun. You can't tell what it is, but as it unfolds and expands, it seems to fill the sky. The wind roars over the summit. That explains the birds, says Adair. Before you can flee, a shadow falls over the temple. It begins as a stain in the corner and spreads, blotting out the flagstones. It reaches the nearest kith, the black-furred Orlin. The darkness swallows her, leaving only a puff of smoke in her place. The 2 elves you saw earlier, man and a woman, flee. You get a brief image of them huddled in the shadows of a mountain. They seem to see you too, and they reach out, calling silently after you. The others, however, seem frozen. As the shadows advance, they likewise vanish one by one. The driving gale scatters her ashes into charred remains of their creations. You look up again at the scene of the shadow, but the eclipsed sun forms a blinding corona around the thing. You can't make out any details. You can, however, feel heat. Restore my temple. You look down and find yourself standing next to the Hylia shrine in Ter Evron. Your pulse still races and your skin is damp with sweat from your strange encounter.
I'm here.
Let's go restore the temple. Or try to, at least. Nick Run with the 11 months. Doovie with the 45. And Mystic Ryu with the 13 months. Thank you for that, dudes. Oh, we can talk to all the gods? Oh. Do we want to do all the gods' quests, or do we just pick one? Okay. We can do them all. Okay, great. All right, so next up is Gallowayne. When my students ask to be taught the way of Gallowayne, I tell them they have already failed. Does one ask a deer to present itself as dinner? Of course not. One must outwit, outmaneuver, and overpower the deer if one dreams of venison. So it is with the seeker god. To ask a question is weakness and idle indecision. To seek answers is to understand and to become one with Gallowayne. Survival begins with strength from within. I wonder if that's the line. Boom. The air around you stirs and a gust of warm wind blows across the back of your neck. You catch the faintest smell of wet earth. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself push forward. You catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you find yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirt hangs heavy in the air. Behind you is a darkened room filled with candlelit shrines. Ahead you hear the howl of some kind of hound. You feel certain this is a vision, but all the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise.
Oh, the scent of sweat, fur, loam, leaves, the discordant howls. I believe Gallowayne's herald approaches.
Howl back. The beast bays in response, its voice high and clear. The thick undergrowth shivers with movement, and heavy paws pound the wet grass. You're not certain if the creature is hunting or leading you, but you instinctively give chase. As you tumble through the dew-speckled bushes and clawing brambles, each stride feels longer than the last. You draw lungfuls of crisp, clean air and feel your energy renewed. The rhythm of your stride and the thumping of the beast's paw drive the blood thrumming into your ears. You speed ahead following the hound's cries. When a split-finger pine crashes to the ground in front of you, a massive bear lunges to the gap and roars. It catches sight of you. You turn and race in the opposite direction, leaping over the fallen tree trunk. Pine cones crunch underfoot. The bear lumbers after you. Its hot breath washes over the back of your neck, filling your nose with the rank odor of slaughter. You see a clearing just past a thicket of broadleaves and sprint towards it. As you break through the foliage, you see a massive lioness curled up in the clearing in front of you. With the last burst of energy, you divert your momentum and hurl yourself into the bushes. Any second now, you'd expect to feel the bear upon you, but a furious roar on the other side of the clearing draws your attention. The bear is stopped at the tree line. It swipes the empty air with claws large enough to rend armor, but it does not advance. The lioness, for her part, twists her body into a tight coil. She growls, her ears pressed against her head, but she makes no move to attack the intruder. Whose idea was it to stand here? You back deep into the foliage, keeping your eyes on the two mighty predators. As you crawl back, the heel of your hand brushes something furred. A warm sigh grazes your cheek. You freeze in place, slowly turning your head to see what awaits behind you. Two amber eyes shine in the darkness.
Holy Hound himself! It's not just his herald! It's the Lord of the Hunt! Here!
The Orland drops to one knee as his hands dart into his pockets and snatch the rusted hound's head icon buried within. The eyes meet your gaze briefly, then turn to the standoff in the clearing. The hound behind you yawns, fangs flashing. When you turn back, the lion and the bear have disappeared. In their place is a stone wolf maw, gaping wide enough to swallow you whole. Beyond it is the outline of a temple, towering but indistinct. Blood must feed the maw, watcher. See that a true champion reigns. Interesting. Okay, cool. 1 second. Okay. So that's 2 of them. We have 2 more. Pray to Rimmergand. Rimmergand. That's how you say it, I think. Which one is Rimmergand? Young students are often confused by Barris and Rimmergand's seemingly overlapping roles in holding dominion over death. Barith oversees the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Rimmergand oversees the cold, destructive act of death itself. This difference is often difficult for novices to appreciate until they've lost a loved one and endured the absence for a time. It is Barith that determines we will be reborn, just as certainly as we will die. But Rimmergand Rimmergand is the executioner's axe. Rimmergand shows us that all life ends in stillness. All life ends in stillness. You feel a sudden gust of cold air as if the shrine were busting into wintry life. The frigid wind cuts you like a sharpened blade. The darkness encroaches upon the edges of your sight. Here we go. You kneel and close your eyes. As you pray, the blackness fades to white and a howling wind fills your ears. The vision that slowly resolves itself is a broad, frozen plain. You see a procession of elves in the distance, periodically fading into and emerging from the whiteness. They trudge over the snowbanks, their heads against the driving wind. As they trek past you, one man bundled in fur turns his head. You headed for Noonfrost in the Frost-hewn breach too? Before you can answer, he's lumbered ahead. You follow the caravan. In a couple minutes, you come to a wall of ice. It disappears into pale emptiness overhead and stretches as far as you can see in either direction. The elves stop in front of a mirror-smooth section that's framed like a temple door. It seems somehow thinner than the rest of the wall. You can't see what's on the other side, but a debilitating cold emanates from within. The elves pull pickaxes and shovels from their sealskin packs and begin hacking at the smooth ice, their implements flying through the air in swift, shining arcs. Though they throw their bodies into the labor, not one of them so much as scratches the polished ice, yet with each blow something bellows in the distance. Hey, you might want to hold off on that. Forget about the elves. We need to be ready to move. She turns to face you, flexing her head in the hands in the cold air, or fight. The elves hack away, seemingly oblivious to the furious lowing and to the tremors under your feet. The snow has risen to your knees. Your legs feel frozen in the drifts. Try to get the elves' attention. You grab the near yourself by the shoulders, shaking her and yelling over the howling winds. You point in the direction of the booming noise, but she only scowls. Leave us, traveler. We've got to get through. We can't stay on this side any longer. But you haven't even chipped the ice. That's why we've got to keep working. Wait. You watch as the elves continue to work at the ice. They pay no heed to the rumbling roar or numbing wind. Their movements, however, gradually slow. They labor at the ice with arduously sluggish movements until they finally freeze in place, some mid-swing and others preparing for the next blow. You touch the elf nearest to you, and he crumbles into a mound of snow. A final gale blows past, scattering the remains of the elf in a chaotic fury. Hey, Tyler, what's up, buddy? We also have you noticed a single spider web crack in the smooth barrier. It's the only thing that mars the perfect surface of the ice. Whatever's on the other side of the strange doorway, you feel it tugging at you. Only when you look back and see the parallel gashes trailing behind your legs in the snow do you realize how strong its pull is.
My end comes to all things in time. Seal the frost-hewn breach and instruct the pilgrims in the patience of Rimmergand.
Plug the hole with a handful of snow. You fill your hand with snow and shove it into the crack. It hardens instantly, and a hoary rime grows over the smooth surface of the frozen doorway, fusing it with the rest of the wall. When you take your hand away, a perfect crystal of ice remains in your palm. Damn. Okay. Whew. Okay, last one is Barilath, right? Or Barath. Barath. Oh. Go get him, Kana. Okay. Wait, did that work? Yeah, okay, good. Barilath. Barath. Why do I keep putting an L in his name for some reason? There we go. There is life and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honor Barilath. Okay, life and death, death and life. Let's see if that's it. Life, there it is. There's life and death in life. You kneel and pray to Bareth. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The star wheel overhead is a clockwork rotation of constellations disappearing over the horizon to your left and only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist and another sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you see the waves lapping at the edge of the road. When you step into the shifting landscape, you feel certain that you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet, and the night air cool on your face. You are walking. Your feet seem to carry you forward on their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Oh, we heard these names. Two of the oldest representations of Barath. Yeah. Yeah, you remember the door to the Cleobon Rylag and the two figures carved into the mountain next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The door, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its open mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept towards the mouth, inviting you in. Let's do it. Let's enter it. The road continues through the maw to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see a skull gate you passed facing you. An elven woman waits in the road like the dwarf. She stands still. Go to the dwarven man. You continue down the road towards him. He looks up at you, approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, and as if the flesh has detached from the muscles underneath. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corner of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hand. They're covered in blood. He lifts into his face and smears himself from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck. As he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear. The hanging folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking at you. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, its black eyes are two hungry pits, yawning like the empty mouths of skulls. Hey, Letho. Come, make your sacrifice to the Ethic Knoll. His body blocks the path. He extends a bloody hand towards you. Take his hand. You grab his hand, but his skin gives too easily under your grip. As you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, falling a long seam that begins his arm and stretching the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there was ever anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. The blood in the path gleams with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he is dead can you continue onward. Oh my lord, dude. When you get closer, you can see her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisted roots. Okay, more crazy about this girl. She gives you a beatific smile. As you look on, the leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately new leaves sprout in place of the old. She reaches towards you, still smiling, as roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers. As they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look out in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Wow. And now she's gone too. Oh, only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched, and as you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel at the shimmering essence fades from them. A voice echoes along the road, barely more than a whisper on the breeze. Return them to the wheel. You lift your gaze and see the skull gate ahead of you on the path. End the lives of the two figures from Barath's vision? Oh, dude. So do I have to do these quests? I don't really want to like kill elves and stuff. I'm not so sure about this. I especially don't want to kill any of the like elf people we're trying to you know, get good with. But maybe that's just me. Let's go do the bird girl first, for sure. I want to see if we can even have a chance against this dragon. You only need one, but you can do them all. All the people you have to kill are jerks. Oh, okay, well, that's good. So it's the kind of thing where... Well, okay, we'll just go ahead and follow this quest up and see where it takes us in that case. Alright, so Hylia's first is going to be here, right? Wait, do I get a north weld? Old Song Pass. Yeah, I guess I got a north weld, right? We never saw it coming. All gods unlock an ending choice. Oh. Okay, interesting. Hey, Aaronil, how you doing today? Cool. Ah, here we go.
Eyes open.